there! Welcome back to Strange Antiquities. This is Zozodes, and we are going to be playing the last, well, not the last day, technically speaking, the last day of the game to end the game out, but there is an epilogue after. Just keep in mind that. In the previous day, we gave Thaddeus a dread fund, and that's going to affect how things play out today as well. I'm hoping to do a kind of semi-guide that tells you what does what, how it changes the game. For now, we have the clue card. I lie below books and scrolls on the estoric and arcane. I'm gonna go to the library. Entering the library, I am drawn to a dark alcove, round to the right, bearing the title Historica and Arcana. I'm sure there is much to learn here, but sadly, a cursory glance is all I have time for today. Piled up on a reading desk, I find books on ornithology alongside bestiaries of the old world. To the right. Okay, so if you go back to the map, Fleaston Castle, to the right, correct? Here? Has it said beneath? No. If not, then here? As I open the door, I am hit by the musty smell of damp. This room hasn't been entered for some time. The corner of the room is piled high with scrolls of parchment and old books, but underneath the debris I find something of interest. Oh, is that a shin? It looks like driftwood. It ought to be a shin, right? Right? I've been trying to figure out what this is since day one. I think, was it day 2? It was really early on. And you are Hellenic. Okay. Not confirmed, but I mean, it basically is at this point. First customer. Hello, welcome back, Eli. The museum was ransacked last night. Yes, Thaddeus did tell me that the casket is not there. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. The good news is that they didn't find what they were looking for. I moved the casket myself and hid it here in one of Strange Antiquities' vaults. It's safe for now, but we can't leave it here for long. I have more to prepare, but I've left instructions on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. Desk drawer. Oh. A candle that gives off no light. An anchor that has never touched the ocean. A finger, but not a flesh. A candle that gives off no light. An anchor that gives off that never touches the ocean. A shadow anchor. Shadow anchor. The grass. Shadow anchor. Or what it is off the top of my head right now. Oh, a shadow anchor and a finger, but not a flesh. A witch's finger. Okay. Flip this and tug on this until it reflects exactly the same image. Flip it over. Oop. 2, 9, 7. Okay, we have the casket. Everything is back in their place. This is called the Nalean casket. And it's Noctic, which I don't remember the exact symbol for. Those are Noctic off the top of my head. And we are going to make you... Actually, yeah. We basically know it's the Nalean casket at this point. Moving a few things over. Because everything has their home. And moving forward with this. David Schaefer. Okay, the lake has turned black. Oh, that's news. As omens go, I'd say that's probably quite a bad one. But the mail won't deliver itself. Thank you. What do you contain? B? I found this note in an old writing desk up at Gleeston Castle. I expect it will mean more to you. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. Feels all too prescient as we hurtle towards winter and a terrible, unknowable fate. Fear in autumn. Where is the book of symbols? Oh, this is done. This is not the book of symbols. This is the book of occult objects. This is the book of symbols. Fear. Easton Castle. Fear. Okay. And it says... No? What is this? Oh, this is Pillar of Calaris. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. And winter is down here. Oh, here? Oh, I searched the room at the foot of the Western Tower quite thoroughly before finding a stash of papers. To my dismay, they are largely the scrawlings of a madman. But in amongst the nonsense, there is some valuable information. Storm Ward. Oh. That's done. Nice. We can put that. This away. Close this map out. Put it back. And put this away. But what did we just receive? Argyle? No, we already have that. Corvin's Might. That we already had. Orchena. Portion. Manos. That's new. According to Whitlock, these are lighter than an evocant by half. Not exactly the most useful inside. They are carried by desert nomads who use them to conjure precious water from the cool night air. So exactly half a pound. And they conjure water. Is this a Manos? That's heavier. I think it might be lighter, but my eyes may deceive. Heavier. Remember, an evocant is exactly 1 pound, which is the weight of a heart. That's heavier. Portion and Manos, I think. Since everything else technically has a name. And Cortian, let me rename this first. Manos. And put you away. Here. And I think this is a Corshena, but I don't know. Ossic ring. Yes, that has to be a Corshena. Okay, let's store that away. These are still unknown, technically speaking. Maybe I'll get the rest of the labels known soon. Light of Cortian. If this is a Corshena, but this is Noctic. It might be a light of Cortian, I don't know. Or this could be a light of Cortian. Can't tell. No, this is not Noctic. So that's a Corshena. So this one is Noctic. Right? A Cortian. Alright. This can go away. Let's ring the bell. Eli, welcome back. It's time to end this. Now. Bring the casket to the pit. Okay. Well, that's option number 1. Bring the casket to the pit. And let's do that. Undermere. Pit. The sun is low in the sky as we arrive at the pit, casting a warm light across the treetops and the open fields. A solitary raven cries out from the tree line, and I look to the skies, but they are empty. The pit itself is an ominous sight that the otherwise serene atmosphere can do nothing to diminish. It is a scorched black hole, perhaps 5 meters in diameter, that has an unnatural look to it. This is a site of thaumic convergence. It is no simple thing to destroy an object of this kind. We need to set up opposing powers at opposing compass points. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. And finally, we need the light of Cortian to bind them. I would assume. Okay. It says strength and weakness. So strength and weakness, light and darkness. Sunbond, light, darkness. It's not the Veiled Fen then. What would be Bloodback? Hold on. Book. What would be darkness? Shadow Hold. Oh. A Shadow Hold? Not quite. So it's definitely the darkness. This is a light of Cortian. What would also be considered dark? Corvin's Might? No. Nephroquant? No. Azia? Not quite. Nebrian cloak? Yes! Nebrian cloak. Eli inspects my work. His face shows little emotion, but he seems satisfied. By now, the sun has finished setting and only a hint of red afterglow remains in the darkening sky. The raven croaks his mournful cry once again, but this time there is a reply, and then another, and I look up and see several dark shapes circling above. Quickly now, they're here. I spun round to follow Eli's gaze, and my pulse quickens as I look out across the field. A large group of shadowy figures is walking steadily towards us. We can't see their faces at this distance in the low light, but I'd be willing to bet that every one of them has pools of midnight for eyes. In the skies above, the ravens continue to grow in number, and their caws and cries get louder and louder. I look down at the black object in my hand, such a small thing, and yet its seductive power is impossible to ignore. It wants to be opened. Suddenly, it feels inevitable. The casket! Now! But I'm not sure I want to give it to him. Okay, we have two options. I'm gonna do the casket to get the ending, and then we'll go back and redo it and see what happens if we give him the wizard cord. The wave of intoxicating power washes over me, but I hold strong against it. I hand over the casket, and together we begin activating the items arranged around the pit. Working as fast as we can, it still takes longer than we'd like, and when I look up again, the thaumaturge has fear in his eyes. We're too late. The mob is upon us. One of them grabs Eli and tries to wrestle a casket from his hands. I rush across to help him, but it's no use. They are all around us. The man tears the casket free and it clatters to the floor, skittering towards the edge of the pit before coming to rest on the precipice. A gray-haired woman stoops to pick it up, and I am surprised to find that I recognize her. It's Verona Green, the occult scholar. The mob cheers, but Verona turns towards me, and I am no longer afraid. Her eyes are ringed with darkness, but they are not black. We gave her a Zephyrim on day 15. Back from the dead. She winks at me and throws a casket into the pit. At the same moment, Eli activates the light of caution. Time stands still, and there is a rush and a roar as a swirling vortex of blue-green light races up out of the pit. The casket is sent soaring up into the night sky, where it seems to hang for a moment, turning slowly in the air, shrieking until with a shrieking, splintering crash, it shatters into 1,000 pieces, and then there is nothing but smoke and the smell of ozone, and all is quiet. It has been a few weeks since the casket was destroyed, but I am still riding high on the elation and relief from that night. Everything seemed to come together right when it needed to, and somehow we avoided a terrible catastrophe. Those who were under the casket spell were released almost immediately. They remember nothing from their ordeal, but there seems to be no lingering ill effects, and Dr. Robertson says they have all made a full recovery. It is rare for Eli to express much emotion, but even he congratulated me on my strength and resolve in the face of such darkness. He, too, felt the allure of the casket and was worried that it would overwhelm me. He told me with a hint of pride that I would make a fine thaumaturge. Barton Potter is missing. He went through the stone. because I gave him the pit. Audrey Bell is deceased because the casket wasn't open. All her followers killed her. Jack Hungerford is insane. Thaddeus is alive. Francesca couldn't save Jack Hungerford. I think there's a way. Right. Onwards. Okay. If instead we gave the Wizard cord, what would happen? I bring up the Wizard cord as the thaumaturge realizes what is happening. He lunges at me, but he is too slow. His body stiffens and falls to the ground. I am surprisingly calm now that I have given in to the casket's dark pallor, but a raucous chorus of shrieks and cries breaks me from my reverie. The mob is upon me. As I look out at the manic faces baying for blood, my gaze lands on one that is calmer than the others. I am surprised to find that I recognize her. It's Verona Green, the occult scholar. Wait, it is over. You feel it. She holds up her hand and a group comes to a stop, all staring at me with their lifeless black eyes. I look at her without really seeing. My mind is filled with one thought only. Slowly, savoring the moment, I reach down and open the clasp that holds the Nalean casket shut. The mob cheers, but I don't even notice. Time slows and the rushing roar of my own heartbeat fills my ears. But then suddenly, something happens that drags me out of my trance. Suddenly, my body tenses, and with horror, I find that I cannot move. Verona appears in front of me holding the Wizard cord, and at once, I notice what I missed before. Her eyes aren't black like the others. At the same time, the rest of the mob realize what she is doing and they rush towards her, but she is anticipating this and moves quickly. She sprints over to the thaumaturge's frozen body and pries the light of caution from his stiff fingers. Without a hint of hesitation, she dives headfirst into the pit, and a handful of others blindly follow. A moment that lasts an eternity goes by, and then suddenly and terrifyingly, there is a rush and a roar, and a swirling vortex of blue-green light races up out of the pit. This is the alternate ending. In the weeks since the events at the pit, I have struggled to come to terms with my role in it all. Eli has been surprisingly understanding. He tells me that he too felt the allure of the casket, and he does not blame me for being unable to stand up to its power. But I cannot stay in Undermere. I toss and turn at night, unable to sleep. The town has taken Verona's death hard, and they understandably hold me accountable. If it were not for her, the casket would have been opened, and who knows what devastation would have been unleashed. The one that hurts the most is Dr. Robertson. She will not even talk to me after what happened. I can't say that I blame her, but that doesn't make the pain any easier to bear. My train to London leaves tomorrow. I plan to leave thaumaturgy behind me and try to build a new life in the city. Still somewhat happy. Ending number 6. Verona Green is gone. Barton Potter's still missing. Lonnie Robertson is insane because we used a diverging hook. Audrey Bell is deceased because the casket was again not opened. Simone has lost her mother. Thaddeus is alive. And Jack is insane. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to play a few steps differently if I wanted to figure out different endings, but that will be the ending for now. Till next time, goodbye.